What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of our Team Sky Career Mode, where today we will be focusing on the Tour de Suisse, so we can see some of our young riders get a go at a World Tour stage race, and then we will jump straight into the national championships for basically all of our riders, all of our big hitters. We will be showing the races. I think that's what's important. If there are any smaller riders that win, I will make sure you're aware of it as well. But for now, the Tour de Suisse is our target. We might show a couple episodes, or a couple stages, I should say, of the Dauphiné. But I really want to see if Leo Hayter has what it takes to win the Tour de Suisse. But before we get into the racing, it is transfer dossier time, and Kim in the comments of the last video made a great suggestion that we need to buff up our cobblestone team, and Victor Campenarts is sitting down here, 32 years old, but we don't need him for a very long time. Great on the cobbles, decent in the hills, good stamina. At the very least, he'll be able to work hard for a Fred Wright or Vlad Van Mechelen or somebody that's going to be capable of winning these one-day classics races. So we're going to go ahead and open a contract with him once we're able to find him again. Victor! It seems as though Victor does not want to join our team. No, there he is. I lost him again. Victor Campenarts, right there. We're going to open with him. And if we scroll down, we have 3 of our 42 points remaining. There is Josh Tarling. He's already at 76% interest at a minimum. We really do want to keep him for next year, but sitting just above him is Natnael Tesfatsian with 5.5 star potential, Eritrean rider. His stamina not great, but that can always be worked on. He might be a great pickup for our team. Max Cantor also in the frame, but Gil Bovan, he's at 34, but would improve our cobblestone team once again. But I think for now, Natnael Tesfatsian, just too good to pass up. We will open our dossier with him, and our team, if we can pull in all of these riders and then one of Simon Yates or Geraint Thomas, this team looks like it could be a real force next season. But we will be starting off today with Stage 2 of the Criterium du Dauphine. It is a 180.6 kilometer medium mountain stage from Saint-Germain-en-Mont-d'Or to San Cristo en Jerez. And this field is absolutely stacked. We have Primož Roglic, Jonas Vingegaard, David Gaudu, Remco Evenepoel, Danny Martinez, Richard Carapaz, Jai Hindley, Geraint Thomas, Mikel Landa, Egan Bernal. We really are going to find out what Max Poole, who is going to be our main rider for the Tour de France, we're definitely going to find out what he's made of. And we are here with just under 15k left to go. The final climb of the day, the Côte de la Mue. And we are in a pretty decent spot stamina-wise, but Lidl Trek and Jumbo-Visma have been lighting it up on the front these past 2 climbs. So we are not super confident that we're going to be able to come out on top of this one as Nairo Quintana puts in a little dig, trying to get some space, as Bora thinking about coming over to try and block us off. Quintana being up the road is not ideal, but I think that move is just way too early for how long this climb is. We've still got 10k to go to the top, probably about 9k to go until it flattens out at the top of this climb. And Finley Pickering right now is doing a great job of leading Oscar Onley, Mark Hirschi, and Max Poole up to the top, as it looks like there was a lot of energy used there to try and get some best climbers points, which really doesn't make much sense to me. Max Poole looks like he's struggling to stay on Mark Hirschi's wheel at the moment. But for right now, Primož Roglic is pacing for, I assume, Jonas Vingegaard, which I do not see him up here. Where is Jonas? looks like he might be in some trouble, but right now we are getting distanced a bit by Primoz Roglic's pace, so we're going to move Finley Pickering up to 85. Come around, see if Primoz can match our pace as we do catch the front group with 4.5K left to go until the finish line, and we're going to move up to 89. I think that's a pace that we're going to be comfortable on. So with 3K left, we can pop the energy gels on everyone. Finley Pickering actually going to go up to 92. We're going to get Oscar Onley ready at about 89. Yeah, we're going to move him up to 97 as Oscar Onley can take over right now. Move him up to 95. Finley Pickering can do his own thing. We're going to start the sprint with Oscar Onley, Mark Hirschi, and Max Poole, but it looks like it's going to be the British national champion Oscar Onley taking stage 2 of the Dauphiné, followed by Mark Hirschi and Max Poole. Finley Pickering also coming in the top 10. Great result for him. Great result for Team Sky. And that's going to give us a lot of confidence heading into the Tour de France. And there we can see Oscar Onley on the top step of the podium for the first time in quite some time, it feels like, followed by Mark Hirschi and Max Poole. And if we take a look at the general classification, that will move up Oscar Onley into second place, 18 seconds behind Remco Evenepoel. Max Poole and Mark Hirschi also sitting in the top 10, 5th and 10th place respectively. And in the best climber category, we have Finley Pickering with 1 point, Mark Hirschi with 2 points in 6th and 8th place. In the points category, Oscar Onley sitting in second with 25 points, Mark Hirschi in 4th, Max Poole in 6th. And in the young rider classification, Oscar Onley 18 seconds behind Remco. We're going to look to get rid of that time difference as the race goes on, but I don't know if that's going to be a battle we're going to be winning often. And in the team classification, we do jump up into first place, 4 seconds ahead of Jumbo-Visma. But up next we have stage 1 of the Tour de Suisse. It is a 176.5 kilometer hill stage from Kusnacht to Kusnacht, and this stage looks like it's going to be absolutely brutal, but we have the team to compete, filled with a lot of our youngsters, so we will get a good look at their progression through this season. We have Leo Hayter, Emil Herzog, Davide Piganzoli, Josh Tarling, Vlad Van Mechelen, Fred Wright, and Max van der Meulen. And this stage looks perfectly set up for Leo Hayter or Emil Herzog. Whoever's in a better condition towards the end, we're going to launch them up that last hill and see if we can go ahead and take stage 1. And we are here with 22K left to go. We have started the Pfannenstiel climb. It is a 3.7 kilometer climb at 4.9%. Josh Tarling on the front. And the front group still has about a minute over the rest of us. I don't know why I said it weird, but the peloton's still just about a minute behind with 20K left to go in the race. And there are moves being made right now by Tish Benoot and Sergio Guita that we have to follow. Josh Tarling probably not the most ideal person to have on this climb, but we're going to stick with this group. Quinn Simmons in here as well over the top. 30 seconds to the front group now. We shouldn't have a problem catching them, and we're going to set to recover. Max van der Meulen, Leo Hayter, and Emil Herzog going to be ready for that final hill of the stage coming up in 11 kilometers. And we are here with 7K left to go. We have just reached the bottom of the final climb, the Kusnachterberg. And it looks like Battistella, maybe? Yeah, it is. Battistella is making his move. Max van der Meulen pacing Leo Hayter and Emil Herzog up this final hill. Tish Benoot, Jonas Suderlin deciding to go as well. But right now, Max van der Meulen is just too strong as Pavel Sivakov looks to make a move up the inside. So with just a little bit left, we're going to pop the energy gel. Get Max van der Meulen up to 98. and go clear with Leo Hayter for the finish of this stage. Max van der Meulen can kind of do his own thing. We have 3 riders by ourselves right now, up in the front with 2.5K left to go. Leo Hayter go up to 92. Well, actually, we'll set him down a little bit. This is looking like it's going to be Emil Herzog's stage. We still have 18 seconds over the chasing group. And we're going to start our sprint with Leo Hayter, start our sprint with Emil Herzog, start our sprint with Max van der Meulen, but it's going to be Leo Hayter coming across the line in first place, followed by Emil Herzog and Max van der Meulen. That's going to be about a 21-second gap back to Quinn Simmons. So a perfect first stage of the Tour de Suisse, getting our lead man the stage win and the bonus seconds. And there we see Leo Hayter on top of the podium, taking stage 1, clear with Emil Herzog, Max van der Meulen, and it is 21 seconds back to Quinn Simmons and Attila Valter. If we take a look at the GC, that's going to move Leo Hayter into the lead by 4 seconds over Herzog, 6 seconds over Max van der Meulen, and 31 seconds back to Quinn Simmons. And in the best climber category, we have Max van der Meulen sitting in 4th place right now with 3 points. Not a jersey that we're going to look to go for, but it is nice to be in the conversation. For points, it's going to be Leo Hayter, 12 points. Niels Eekhoff right now in 2nd place with 10. He will most likely end up winning that jersey unless we just keep winning these hill stages. And we move on to young rider Leo Hayter, Emil Herzog, Max van der Meulen. It's the same as the GC. Leo Hayter with a clean sweep right now. And for the team classification, we have 1 minute and 3 seconds over Ineos, sitting very comfortably in 1st place. And just a quick note, at the Criterium du Dauphine, Max Poole did end up finishing in the top 10, 5 minutes and 57 seconds behind Remco Evenepoel, who takes the stage race just ahead of Jonas Vingegaard by 49 seconds. And this isn't the most positive thing we could have hoped for right before the Tour de France, but Max Poole not in perfect condition, so we're going to have to see what he looks like when he is at 100% fitness. But up next we have stage 2 of the Tour de Suisse. It is a 195-kilometer hill stage from Kuznach to Esch. And this, again, looks like it's going to be pretty well suited to our group of riders. The finish doesn't look particularly good, but if we can get over the top of that final climb in the lead, I think it's going to be a pretty easy win for one of our top 3 right now. And we are here with 20k left to go. We have reached the bottom of the final climb, the Schallpass, and Davide Pigenzoli trying to move our train up to the front. Leo Hayter and Emil Herzog looking primed to attack towards the end as Mark Perun makes a move, not followed by anybody too threatening besides Quinn Simmons. He is very threatening, so we're going to have to make sure he doesn't get away. Right now the front group has 1 minute 30. There's nobody that's going to threaten our GC time on there, and right now Davide Pigenzoli is going to have to move up to 87 as Quinn Simmons is just flying up the road. We might actually have to push him a little harder. Pigenzoli on a great day, but he is not the best hills rider we have, but it looks like Leo Hayter is in a terrific spot. Pigenzoli doing a good job of pulling that move back. Fred Wright also trying to make his way around to help out, but he looks cooked for the day. As Vlasov makes his move, we're going to ratchet up the pressure and get ready to attack with Max van der Meulen right about here. Pigenzoli can do his own thing. We are leaving everybody in our wake right now. Leo Hayter and Emil Herzog trying to get over in front, and it looks like that is going to be the case. We're going to set Leo Hayter to 85. Max van der Meulen can kind of do his own thing back there as we do get over that last climb in the lead, and we're going to look to push on here. Leo Hayter going to hold on at 85, but we have been caught by the group behind us, so we're going to be extra careful not to use up all of Leo's stamina before the end. There is a nice little downhill section coming up, and we have caught Kenny Elizon there. Only 8K left. Alexander Vlasov looking to attack downhill. That move might pay off for him. Peo Bilbao also joining him. Leo Hayter in a tough spot right now. We probably should have flipped them around. Piganzoli actually doing whatever he can to push this pace. This downhill is sorely needed. Hopefully Leo Hayter can regain a little bit of his yellow bar as we pop the energy gel just a little bit too late. We're going to have Leo Hayter and Emil Herzog. We're going to put it up to 87 over this final little bit. Peo Bilbao moving incredibly early. Emil Herzog with his energy bar just going. It looks like he's going to pop his sprint now, and can he come through the riders? It looks like he cannot, and it's going to be Quinn Simmons to take the stage, followed by Attila Walter, Quinn Hermans, and Emil Herzog, as Leo Hayter is bound to lose a little bit of time on this stage, coming across the line in 11th. Van der Meulen actually finished in 10th, so Emil Herzog should take the yellow jersey if I'm not mistaken. And there we can see Quinn Simmons taking the win on this stage over Attila Walter, Quinn Hermans, Emil Herzog, and Ben Tullett. Max van der Meulen down there in 10th place, 9 seconds behind. I think Leo Hayter should be on the same time or get a couple more seconds back. But Emil Herzog does take the yellow jersey. Leo Hayter back there 9 seconds to the worse. And Max van der Meulen still sitting in third, 11 seconds behind. But Quinn Simmons only 17 seconds back. That's somebody we're going to have to keep our eye on for the rest of this race. And as we have skipped ahead a little bit, it is time again for transfer dossiers. And with this round of transfers, I think it's important that we try and keep our best young riders, so we're not going to leave anything to chance. We're going to open with Josh Tarling to keep him here for another season and save our 3 points for the next cycle and see if there is a rider that costs a few more points that we can get a little bit more interested in our team before we can offer him a contract. And up next we have Stage 5 of the Tour de Suisse, a 186.5 kilometer hill stage from Ambri to Novazzano. And as you can see from the rankings here, it has not been a good time simulating the races for Emil Herzog and Leo Hayter, who are now in 8th and 12th place respectively. We probably could have kept them up in the top 5 if we had actually done the races, but we're trying to get on to the national championships and to the Tour de France, so I've seen enough from the first 2 stages to be very excited about the future, and this stage should be no different. This looks the best suited stage for us that we've had so far, and Emil Herzog, Leo Hayter, Max van der Meulen, all there. They should all have a shot, and who knows, maybe it's Max's turn in the spotlight today. And we are here with 12K left to go. We are just about to start the Pedronate climb for the 3rd time. It is a 2.5 kilometer hill at 7.8%. Josh Tarling has been desperately trying to reel in this front group all day. So he's going to set his pace up to 92. Now Max van der Meulen sitting on his wheel. Emil Herzog not in great shape, but we cannot afford to let these guys get around us. Josh Tarling is probably going to be done after this hill. We still are 2 minutes behind, so probably no stage win today unless some late heroics from Leo Hayter, as Josh Tarling has done an incredible job of splitting this group, and it's going to be Max van der Meulen to set this downhill pace for Leo Hayter and Emil Herzog. But right now, Emil Herzog looking in a terrible spot, and he has just fallen, so this is going to be on Leo Hayter for the rest of the stage. Max van der Meulen still trying to keep the pace high. We're not going to pop our energy gels just yet. We really want to get into the teeth of this final climb with about 3.5, 3.2K, somewhere around there. We're going to pop the energy gel on van der Meulen and Leo Hayter. Van der Meulen approaches the bottom of the climb to Novazano, 2.3 kilometers at 5.1%. We ramp it up to 92 immediately, as I thought that motorcycle was another rider. We're actually going to push the pace a little bit more. Leo Hayter looks like he's in a great spot. Van der Meulen just doing so much work right now as Walter Calzoni and Simon Guglielmi, Tim Wellens are your top three, and Leo Hayter with 500 meters to go is going to go ahead and start his sprint, but there's not much of a sprint to speak of as Tao Gegenhardt comes around. Derek G finishing just ahead as well. So it's going to be Max van der Meulen in 9th place, Leo Hayter in 11th, and Emil Herzog, unfortunately, way behind after his fall. We can go ahead and start his sprint. He's at least got to finish in front of Josh Darling, and he will come across the line in 35th place. And at the end of the Tour de Suisse, Leo Hayter ends up with a top 5. So all in all, a very good performance from him as Max van der Meulen and Emil Herzog slipped down to 24th and 25th place respectively. In the points category, Alex Vlasov won. Leo Hayter, our best placed rider, in 6th place. The mountains category, we didn't have anybody going for it, but Patrick Conrad took that. The young rider, Leo Hayter, does win the white jersey at the Tour de Suisse. And Max van der Meulen, Emil Herzog, and Fred Wright, 8th, 9th, and 10th place. And for the team category, we end up finishing all the way down in 6th place. So not the domination that we wanted, but we did get enough from our young riders to be very excited going forward. And we are going to start off our national championships with two of our new riders, Mark Hirschi and Jan Christen, in the Swiss National Road Championships. This is going to be a 183-kilometer hill stage that I think unquestionably Mark Hirschi has to be eyeing up. It depends on if there's an early break or not, whether Hirschi will be able to get the win, but Jan Christen can always jump in an early breakaway and probably be the strongest man in that. We're just going to have to watch out for that Q36.5 team. If they get somebody into the early break, we have to join. And yeah, I think we're set up pretty good for this race. And right off of the start, Tudor and Q36.5 both got riders into the break. So we sent Jan Christen along, and he is by far the strongest rider in the breakaway group. And we know how these national championships tend to go if there is not a giant start list. So right now, Jan Christen has to be odds-on favorite to be wearing that beautiful Swiss national champion jersey for next season. And here with 9K left to go, there's a move being made, so we're going to have to close that down immediately. Oh, well, actually, that moves a little higher pace than I thought it was, but we're going to pop the energy gel on Jan Christen and use that to come around, get a little bit of our red bar back, and immediately attack up this climb. We're going to see if we can shake the rest of this breakaway group. We're going to use all that acceleration that we have, and it looks like we already have a 20-second gap. There are two riders with us, but we seem to have shaken them. We're going to use everything we've got to get to the top of this hill, and with a 14-second gap back to the riders behind as we start this downhill section, we're going to start Jan Christen's sprint, because after this it is all downhill. He has all the stamina in the world, and it looks like, I don't want to call it too early, but with 1K left, Jan Christen is going to be your Swiss national champion for 2024 or 2025. I forget what year we're in, but 15 seconds over Loris Roulier and Ilan Barhoumi. But it's very nice to get one of our young riders in the national champion jersey this early. And that is going to lead us straight into the British National Championships. This year it is a 162.7 kilometer hilly cobble stage. Cobble's fortunately not too rough, and you can take a look at our team here. Paul Double, Leo Hayter, Oscar Onley looking to defend his title, Max Poole, Connor Swift, Ethan Vernon, Sam Watson, and Fred Wright. And I think Fred Wright might be our best option here with the cobblestone so close to the end and Connor Swift in such bad condition. But as we know with our team, any one of them can have a great day and win a race that we don't expect them to. So everybody's on the table here. We're not going to deny anybody their chance at winning, but it's just gotta end up in our hands, and we have to beat Ineos here. And we are here with 14K left to go, and the front group is still a minute and a half ahead. Things are not looking good for us as Williams from Bora Hansgrohe decides to throw a little block. But we have caught Adam Yates, Simon Yates still up the road, but Fred Wright doing everything he can right now to pull it back, but a minute and a half might be a bit too far with 11K left to go. Unless Simon Yates, who's right in front of us, has some kind of a meltdown. This is looking like it's going to go the way of the breakaways. Fred Wright slowly losing all of his stamina. So with 9K left to go, Leo Hayter could be about to take the front. We're going to move Fred Wright up even more. This is a desperate situation. A minute 16 to the group in front. Leo Hayter about to take over from Fred Wright right now. And we're going to go ahead and pop the energy gel on Leo. Let Connor Swift do his a little later. Ethan Vernon his a little later. And Oscar Onley even later than him. But Leo Hayter really needs to get on at 55 seconds. 4K to go until the end. We're going to move him up to 99. Connor Swift, it's almost his time to take over, and he's going to go on 99. We're going to start the sprint with him way early and hope Ethan Vernon can win from a long way out. We still have 1K left to go up this cobble, and it looks like we are catching that front group. Ethan Vernon going to start his sprint. Oscar Onley on his wheel. And it looks like it's going to be... No, Ethan Vernon just gets passed at the line by Robert Scott from the breakaway. Oh, incredibly unfortunate there, but Ethan Vernon second place in the British National Championships. And Ineos, you gotta ask questions. Why did they just stop pacing? They pulled it back to about a minute and a half and then immediately shut it down. Before I could react, the gap had ballooned back up to about 3 minutes. So maybe they were all out of stamina, but a very disappointing result here for us. And up last for this episode, we have a solo mission from our young rider, Emil Herzog, at the German National Championships. And I am a huge fan of his. I love the way he performs in this save. And this is going to be a 207.5 kilometer hill stage, which looks like it will suit him really well. It just depends on if they will let him get into the breakaway or not. I assume he's going to be one of the heavy favorites, which of course he is. He is the favorite for this race. It's up to us to make sure that he's in a good position at the end to try and take it. And we are here with 13K left to go as we approach the last climb here at the Nürburgring. And Emil Herzog, 20 seconds behind. I forget who it is in the front. Stork. So Herzog currently getting left behind by the pace from this Bora team. And this has been a pretty brutal stage in all fairness. But we are looking to stay with this group. Maybe find some separation up towards the top, but that last little kicker is set up perfectly for us as Maxi Schachmann makes his move. Nils Pollitt, Engelhard, Ackermann, Marco Brenner on the case there. We're going to set our pace up to 89. We are getting towards the top of this climb. We don't want to lose contact with this group as Herzog sets up to 92. It looks like Maxi Schachmann doing numbers right now as we get blocked in by quite a few riders there. And we're going to set our pace to 85. We don't want second place here, and it doesn't look like anybody else is going to work to close down Maxi Schachmann. So we're going to have to try and keep this gap manageable and pip him on the line as we pop our energy gel. We're keeping that pace at 85. We still have a decent amount of stamina left, especially in our red bar. We don't want to lose that yellow bar too early, though, so we're going to set our pace down to 82. Schachmann still 11 seconds ahead. This is going to be very close, especially if that red bar, or that yellow bar, disappears as Nils Politt looks to make his move around the outside. As with 1K to go, we should be starting our sprint right about now. Nils Politt starts his, but we are just out of stamina. No teammates makes these national championships much harder, and it's going to be Nils Politt on the line just in front of Marco Brenner, Maxi Schachmann, Lenny Kemna, and Emil Herzog comes in 5th place. So overall, not a bad finish, but we did expect more there from Emil Herzog. And that top 5 from Emil Herzog will end this episode on it's kind of like a note. It's not a high note, not a low note. It's just like okay, you did it. Congratulations. But I wanted to say thank you all for the support on this series. If you liked the content, please feel free to leave a like or to subscribe. I know I missed last week. I was having kidney problems without going too much into detail. But the health problems have cleared, hopefully. So I will be posting one video of this every weekend and one video of our pro cyclist mode every week. So for now, I just wanted to say thank you, and I'll see you later.